everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a very great day today, and I hope you also had a fantastic Thanksgiving, remembered all the things to be grateful for, as well as all the things that you have in your life. Now, if you watched my last video, you'll be aware that I'm going to start covering lolcows. Now, of course, my primary target of choice is going to be Darkside Phil, and that is for a variety of reasons. Number one, he pisses me off a lot. Number two, I do not like anybody asking for money or feeling entitled to things that they do not have entitlement to. And number three, he's just an overall terrible human being. So without further ado, let me go ahead and fill you in on the most recent news with Darkside Phil. Now, if you are in the know at all with DSP, you will know that today was his ADPOCALYPSE, of course, Black Friday. A day where Phil decides that he's going to watch retro ads as well as commentate over them because maybe people will give him money for it. And of course, as all of them go, he did of course receive some money. However, it turned out to be a disaster compared to his normal revenue streams, as well as marathons he's done in the past, including even this year. Just to give you an idea of how low we've officially gone, he had to start lowering the tip goal to $50 to have him take a shot on stream, of course trying to get everybody to rally together and give him as much money as possible. Take a look.
Guys, so here's the deal. A couple quick things as we're going to resume here. Number one, I'm going to make a deal with all of you. All right? I'm going to make a deal with you. I'm going to reduce the amount needed to see me take a shot. Why am I doing that? Because it's 5:10, I'm here till around 8, and with only 3 hours left, I don't have to worry about, oh, I have to be here all day on stream. It's not a big deal. The whole idea was that if I start at 10 in the morning, you know, and people were doing, you know, big contributions, and all of a sudden I'd take a million shots, how am I going to get through the day? Well, I'm already more than halfway through the day, and, excuse me, and I just ate. So I'm in a good spot right now, okay? So the way I'm going to do it, every 50 bucks raised, it'll be a shot. Okay? Right.
Now, if you're curious as to why Phil is taking shots for money, he has a thing where every marathon he tends to have a certain goal amount that he will consume alcohol. Now, if you are aware of Phil, you will know that Phil claims he is a former alcoholic. However, the clip I have here of him holding up various types of alcohol that you can pay him money to have him drink on stream for your entertainment would claim otherwise. And of course, by that, I mean, I don't think he was an alcoholic. I think he is an alcoholic. Now, one curious thing of note is that he says that these bottles are from marathons he's done throughout the year. However, Phil did have a big bottle of whale-tailed gin that he had previously this year. Phil's gone on record stating multiple times that he hardly ever drinks and he only normally does it for big marathons. However, considering that he only had a few bottles of alcohol and was missing notable bottles of alcohol such as the whale-tailed gin, would say otherwise. Unfortunately, though, this is just the type of degeneracy you can come to expect from Phil Burnell, former valedictorian. Now, of course, we all know he drinks alcohol in streams. That's not exactly what makes this stream a disaster. What really makes this stream a disaster is the amount of money he pulled in during this thing. On average, Phil pulls in hundreds of dollars per marathon. Now, of course, that is not the normal case with his normal days of streaming. However, when Phil hosts a big marathon and hypes it up like this, he expects to receive at least a few $100s in tips. Of course, as Phil is wont to tell you, quote, "Tips are the liquidity of my business," end quote. And of course, you can always donate them to him on PayPal. So you might be asking, well, how much did Phil actually bring in this stream? While it is definitely more than I think he deserves, unfortunately for him, he received a measly $165 in tips. And of course, the second question you might be curious to know is how long did Phil actually stream? Phil streamed for 9 hours. and received only $165 in tips. Now, for full transparency, I did not get a chance to calculate how much he made in super chats, which of course is paid at the end of the month via YouTube and Google, and then of course he also did receive some memberships which will also be paid out by Google and YouTube as well. Now, with all those financials out of the way, I have to say it is not looking good for our boy DSP. He's going to have his work cut out for him for the rest of his streaming week to try and make up for that long amount of time. Now, of course, Phil also decided to eat on stream, as he's wont to do during marathons. And of course, you just know Phil had to do a Feasting with Phil segment, formerly known as Feasting with the King, because Phil thought that he was worthy of a title of a king. One day I will have to make a video debunking that entire thing. I think the fact that he gave himself a title of royalty says a lot about his character and his ego. However, let's move on. Phil spent roughly from the time that he received food and started hyping up what it was he received to eat, from the time that he was finished eating and left his chair for multiple minutes on end, it was around 40 minutes or so. And of course, Phil had to show off what he was eating for around 5 to 10 minutes, which means that 30 minutes was spent eating, about 10 minutes was spent poking and prodding at a sandwich. What type of sandwich, you ask? Firehouse subs, as Phil says his fans have always been asking to see him eat a sandwich on stream. Because yes, that is what I pay hard money for. That is what I want my paycheck to go to watch a 41-year-old balding man eat a Firehouse sub in front of me on a 9-hour stream. Needless to say, it did not improve the liquidity of his business whatsoever, and he remained tipless for what I believe the duration of his meal. One could argue it probably cost him almost half of what he made on stream to actually DoorDash that order to his home.
Like live together. Oh. Already I see ham sticking out the side. Look at that bread. It's got like lines on top of it, right? It's thick. Oh, yeah. It's got like a harder, crustier outside to it. Look down the middle and you see what can I see, it does. Right? And I can see turkey. Nice bread. I can see ham. I can see the roasted beef. I see lettuce, tomato, onion. And I can even see the melted cheese and the condiment on there. You see that? It's hard to, and it's stupid overexposure. I'm sorry about that. If I hold it back, maybe you'll see a little better. See that? Look at those layers. That's a lot of meat, too. Like this, again, this is a hefty sandwich. I did tell them that I wanted the pickle, but I don't see it. I think I got cheated out of my pickle. Yeah. I do not think they put the pickle in there. I said pickle, they didn't give me a pickle. So first off, before we even begin, it's already starting to fall apart, which I knew would happen if I held it long enough. We got some meat coming off the side. I think this is ham, so I'm just going to tear some of this off. See? And I'm just going to taste the ham. It's sweet. That's got to be honey ham. Because that's a very sweet ham. It's not salty at all, actually. It's a very sweet ham. All right, well, this is going to be interesting to eat because it's going to go everywhere. You know once I start eating, it's going to explode. So let's just go. I'm going to take my first bite. Here we go.
I would show you some footage of him actually reacting to the ads, but to be honest, they barely lasted about an hour or two. A large portion of Phil's streaming day was actually spent talking and playing Modern Warfare 3, horribly, I might add. Now, of course, I will show you some gameplay footage of him playing Modern Warfare 3 and being terrible. However, it was just an overall terrible stream for Phil, and nothing that is going to gain any kind of following or any kind of support from either his followers or newcomers.
Alright guys, we're down to the last few matches, only a couple left probably. Again, thank you for chilling with me all day today. I hope that you guys enjoyed. But I am winding down here. Oh, but now he's okay. Even though, again, I unloaded the whole clip into him. Nothing ever play on Rust. All it is, it kills your kill-death ratio. It's a complete waste of time for a bunch of fucking morons who like junk gameplay and don't actually want to play a shooter. They just want to have constant deaths because they're a bunch of fucking nitwits.
Now, of course, I'm going to conclude this video. I don't think we need to spend any more time on this just atrocious stream. We kind of covered the highlights. If you did enjoy this video and you would love to see more locale content or more DSP content, please do subscribe. It is very meaningful, very robust, and very positive to me. So thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. And as always, guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great day.